Noah's Ark 2x2 formation. Road change now, we go racing for the first time this season. 3 hours of GT action is go.
It's very tight as they come down. Group of cars coming in. This has all got trouble written all over it. There's a G3 car.
Drop downhill there, head towards the Aqua Minerale. Imola, of course. There's another one off through the gravel. As wide as possible as they drop downhill, putting that truck inside line. Yes, he did. Through he goes.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to AOR's Tier 1. It's the GT3. It's the big boys. We're going crazy around Mount Panorama. I'm Rage F1, and I'm joined, as always, by Twin Barrel J. Some people have told me that he likes to wrestle kangaroos, but only on a Thursday. Is that true?
Oh, damn that Barry.
Damn him.
Told him not to say anything.
Well, there you go. The cat's out of the bag
Gave
now.
him a few tinnies and he's still spurted everything. Good evening.
Good
Welcome
evening.
along, everybody. How are you?
I'm fantastic. We are in New South Wales. We are in Mount Panorama, the backyard of Bathurst, for some absolutely crazy, twisty action that no one else can control or perceive. Let's see how they get on. I think it's going to be absolutely non-stop action from the get-go. We're currently in free practice. What you take from that is well, it's a time to get all the nerves off. These guys have been practicing all week, haven't they, Jay? Shaving those tents down.
Yep, they'll have to. But it's one of those tracks where it's going to be a whole different ballgame once you get into that qualifying session. The smallest mistake on a lap gets punished incredibly ferociously over this mountain. And it's one for the bravery. And it's definitely going to be an interesting qualifying session and a cracking race, I'm sure.
Absolutely cracking race there. I hope so. I, for one, think it's going to be an absolute blinder. I don't know who's going to be fast around here. Normally, I would say Black Goldsaw's going to take the win easily because he's in a Bentley. Times have passed since. Bentley not necessarily the fastest car in town anymore, so we'll have to see. I've got no idea. I'm fresh. I'm open. I don't know who's going to be quick, but it looks like, looking at that board on the left, that the McLarens are pretty good around here. I know Honda's always a good shout around Bathurst, and since they've had a bit of a buff, it might be on for a win here today. We think we're on board with Simoninski at the moment, the number 22. He's wrangling his Honda through the mountain section. I think, can't quite make out who that's behind him, but still getting used to that. It's a Revolution Simsport car. Can't remember who's it. Probably Dominic Goltz back there, just behind. It might not be. It might be Igor, but we will find out. Times round here. It's going to be sub 2 minutes, you would have thought, right?
Yeah, I don't think we'll see a great number of people in the sub 2 minutes, but pole will almost certainly be a sort of 59.7, 59.8, maybe even quick if they can pull the time out. But yeah, there won't be many. It'll be that perfect lap that'll get that. Yeah, the practice order's kind of ruined what I was going to say, but yeah, I was going to say McLaren, BMWs, Hondas, and Mercedes are very good round here. But that just looks like I'm reading the top four now. So,
are you reading the top four there, Jay?
Well, obviously the Honda's not in there.
Oh, okay. Well, what a guess.
But they've been up there in the whole of this practice session. The Porsches might be, well, in Luke Whitehead's hands, might be able to get the lap time out of it, but it's not going to be a fun time of it in that mountain section, especially on full race fuel. So maybe a chance for some of those other guys in those other manufacturers to claw some points on what's been a pretty dominant Porsche lineup so far in this season.
You never know. Yeah, it seems to be Porsche's the way at the moment. But we'll go through what happened last time out in Barcelona. If you were with us, Trevor Wenham come away with the win, 100 points for him. Black Gold Saw was just behind, with Hugo Merlos trailing for third place. Yardia got fourth, Matthias Kuhn was in fifth, Grantis Caracas, Valentin Barrier, Joe McCauley, Samir Foch and Luke Whitehead rounded out the top 10. So it was a very good race last time with some very surprising results. How that leads us on to the standings then, we've got Trevor Wenham currently leading with 172 points, Black Gold Saw with 153, Valentin Barrier, who'd have thought it, 141 for Valentin Barrier, well done him, the young Frenchman, in third place in the standings as it stands. Luke Whitehead, Life Story Luke, bit of work to do, down 3 paces from last time. He is in 4th, with Jardier in 5th, Joe McCauley in 6th, looking very racy actually, wasn't he, in the Audi, the only Audi in the top 10, or anywhere near actually, it might be the only Audi in the series for Tier 1. Then you got Igor, I'm not going to say his surname, I'm just going to butcher it, Hugo Merlos and Matthias Kuhn in the top 10, Jura Petchenko just rounding out that. Right, I think it will be very interesting to see what happens with the likes of Trevor Wenham, considering he's coming off the bounce of a very good points finish. Maybe we should go on board with the boy, see how he goes round the lap. Mount Panorama just coming over the brow, nicely done. Can be the scene of many incidents, isn't it, Jay?
Yep, absolutely. Anywhere on that mountain section will be. And when we have close to 40 cars pushing through there for the first time on lap 1, yes, it's to be fair, it's very busy on just this qualifying session. Everybody desperate to get out there in as many laps as they can. But yeah, he's there on his way down through Skyline Dipper towards Forest Elbow. And it's all about rhythm on downhill. It's about bravery on the uphill and about rhythm on the downhill. As you flick down through the gears and attempt not to lock the brakes as you then catapult yourself onto Conrod and get a nice little break before you go again.
Yeah, it's a tricky old section of the track after Conrod though, isn't it? You got Chase and then down into Murray's Corner before you start a lap. So this is going to be opening up then for Trevor Wenham. I'm going to go on board, literally on board. I want to be shut up and just see what it's like to be behind the wheels of a GT3 as we go into turn 1 to open the lap for Trevor Wenham. Gets the time down for Wenham. Just a bit of a scrappy lap for the young Brit. I don't think he'd be too happy with that. hit the wall through the S's, and also had a bit of a dodgy ray up the hill, but never mind. Yeah, you'll see him dip down. I think that was not as quick as it could be. He's got plenty more left, you know, plenty of time. Get a couple of runs here. You don't get as many as you would do around Barcelona and such, but you get a couple around the mountains. So Trevor Wenham will gear up and he'll go again. Let's see if we've got anyone else who's still coming across the line. Looks like Daniel Naves is just coming out the pit. A bit late for him, but he's coming. That's the main thing. Right, what do we got then on the board? Darren King currently leading with 2 minutes and 44 tenths on the board. Jura Petchenko second place at the moment. Then we've got Hacker in third, Luke Whitehead in fourth, Apostle in fifth, Merlers in sixth, looking ever mighty in that Ferrari. Ferrari's doing well this season by the seams of things.
Yeah, no, they had a bit of a resurgence last time out at Barcelona, but from the first round wasn't as great, and I don't think they're going to be as strong again here. I expect that time to be bumped down a bit, but it's a great early opening effort from Merlis. It's a cracking time from King at the moment. And there's sort of a small gap developing at the top of that table. Plenty of gap for some of these drivers to put a time in and get in amongst them. As Szymanski is now third in the Honda in that 22. Just under 3 tenths shy.
Brilliant that.
But, absolutely. But yeah, as you say, it will require a few less runs, a few less chances. Those that have got a lap in early, it will just give you that extra bit of confidence going into the later laps, knowing that you've got a fairly good marker down and you can take a little bit more risk the next time around. Some of those, like as you say with Trevor Wenham, that we saw make a few mistakes, there'll be a bit more pressure on his following qualifying laps to try and find that improvement, knowing he hasn't got the greatest time on the board.
Pressure's on. I think he felt the pressure just leading the pack around, to be honest, but yeah, a little bit of a scrappy one, but he'll go for a better lap, I think, in a second. With someone who is on a better lap, Luke Whitehead. Lost a tenth, though, in the final sector, coming through the last corner now. He's got Darren King behind him, who's also up, or he was, he's now lost that time. 2 tenths across the board for Luke, puts him third place for now. Still got Jura Petchenko to jump him. I don't think Darren King improves on that lap, but it's quite hard to find time round here, and it's going to be even harder if you're in a Porsche, mate.
Yeah, I mean, that's an absolutely unbelievable effort from Luke. In that Porsche, you can see where the rest of the Porsches are, which is nowhere, just how much time he's pulling out of that car, putting it where it really shouldn't be. But he's got a point to prove after the turn 1 incident at Barcelona this time, hasn't he?
Yeah, definitely. He won't give up, will Luke, hopefully. I want to see him here every single week. Someone we're on board right now. Joris, Horace, who knows? Apple. Let's just call him the Apple Man. He's currently running around in the 29 car. Another AMG Mercedes that we've seen here. The other one, obviously, was Felix. But AMG's maybe making a little bit more of a resurgence. Good to see them back on the grid, because lots of people weren't really using them very much in previous seasons gone past. So it's good to see people jumping in the AMG. Bit of a beast round here. Used to be, anyway. We'll see how that goes today. Obviously, Felix in P7 at the moment. Apple up a tenth, just about to come down the Conrod, overtaking a Honda.
Yeah, you probably might have been hoping for a little toe there, but forced him a little bit wider than you would have wanted. But there's definitely more time in that Merc. I mean, it's not as strong or as dominant as it used to be, but it should be still fairly handy round here.
Yep.
And we'll see if he... I mean, a tenth is enough to move up 3 or 4 positions at the moment, as is the closeness of this grid. Looking nice and stable through the chase. And I want to break a little early from Murray's corner to get the best exit possible, although the line is very early. Takes a lot of curb on the exit, ducks towards the line. I don't think it was actually an improvement.
I don't think it was an improvement for the Apple Man himself. No, unfortunately not. Marco Yonkers, though, currently out. He's improving. He's well, actually, no, he's not. He's in the wall. Never mind. That was a commentator's curse right there, for Sailor.
All your fault.
Luke Whitehead does take the flag, though. Displaces Darren King by nobody's business, literally. It was, what, 1,000th or so? 100th? One of those.
By a front splitter.
It literally pipped him. Darren King, I think, stayed where he is. Got Igor in 3rd place, Jura Petchenko down to 4th, Sebastian Apostle in 5th place. Right, who have we got improving around? Everyone's in the pits at the moment. Kieran Prendergast in the Honda. We were just watching him going round with the Apple Man, and he is currently 3 tenths up on his time, but he has got some time to make up, really. So we'll stay on board with him, see how he's getting on. common fixture in Tier 1 is Kieran. Normally a mid-pack battler, but the Honda normally goes well around here, so you never know. Over Skyline, into the S's, he might have a good day today.
Yep, he's in the right car for it. All those Honda fans getting a little boost in recent months. And it's not so much of the ugly duckling as it was. It's never ugly. Well, matter of opinion, I guess. But looked pretty good down the mountain. It will have great top line speed here, which will help it. And we'll see if he can get his braking point right down into the chase. It's so easy to throw it all the way here. It's been so intense over the mountain. You then hit with such a long straight. Spot your braking zone. I was going to say you want to open up that corner a bit more, and just ran a little wide there. I think that would have lost him any gains he had, but we'll see. Throws it in towards the line. And yeah, no improvement that time, unfortunately. Just mucked it up a little bit at the chase. He just went a bit deep on that first corner. That's what I was saying. You just need to temper your expectations on the way in to give yourself a nice entry into the second part of the chase. And unfortunately, just went a little deep there. But it's so easy to do. I say you're concentrating so hard over the mountain that you almost get complacent going down, comrade.
It's very hard to keep the concentration alive, isn't it? Especially if you're on full pelt throughout this mountain section. You get a massive break down the Conrod, and then you've got to brake real hard for the chase. Oh, watching Felix Hackett clout the Armco. Well, it's not. It's concrete barrier going through the S's, through the elbow. Never mind. I don't think... Is he still up? Let's have a look. I think... No, he's bailed out of it. Lost all that time just by hitting the barrier. Kieran Prendergast up 4 tenths. He's just coming through Skyline. Prendergast doing well. Florian Bauer just behind him up 3 tenths as well. Middle field here have got a lot of time to find. So we'll keep an eye on what happens with those boys. But at the moment, towards the top pack, Jura Petrochenko just coming down the mountain at the same time. He is a 10th up currently. That will actually, you could net him the lead here, Jay. We could be up for a change. Jura Petrochenko is he's having a blinder. What's he in? He's in a McLaren. Looks like he's flying the flag with his normal colours. Those green and red bits for the Ajar Sim Racing team has always been his colours. As the McLarens get out of the way down the Conrod. Nicely done. He's going to go flying round to the chase and hopefully take the flag. Let's go on board with him. Got to break nice for the chase. Don't throw it away now. Think he's okay. Nips the corner nice. Still a 10th up, Jay. He's going to come down to Murray's corner. He's going to take the flag. Hopefully, if he gets Murray spot on, which looks good. Little tentative, really. Nice on the throttle. Oh, he exits all over the place.
It looks deep, but he threw it through anyway. Because that line comes up so quickly there, you can afford to throw it in, not worrying about the next start of your lap, and that's enough by 0.012 at the moment. Look at those top three. Not even going down to 100. We're going to 1,000th. No, we're not. We are at 100th, not 10th. You know what I mean.
I know what you mean. Jura Petrochenko throwing it across the line, managing to keep the time. Absolutely fantastic stuff. However, I hate to say it, mate, but Sebastian Apostol's found himself a 10th. I don't know how he... Sorry, I retract that. He's found himself a 2.5 seconds. I'm not too sure how, or if this is right, but this, for the number 5 car here...
I would reckon it's probably not right.
I don't think it's right, but who knows what's going on here with Sebastian's car. He is in 5th at the moment, and it says he's up a 1.5 seconds. I'm not sure what's going on here. We'll stay with him, just in case. Lovely looking car, I must say.
Yeah, it is absolutely lovely livery. It's one of split personalities from the left to the right. But, yeah, I'd be surprised. I mean, it could well be on an improvement. This is where the small gap is between those top 4 and Apostle at the moment. So he's going to need a good couple of attempts to actually move himself up. Let's see as he gets to the line whether it is that 1.5 seconds, and it's not. What a surprise.
You never know. It wasn't actually. Grantis Caracas, though, he has got a real time. Number 19 comes across, displaces Sebastian, pushes him down to 6th place. You can see him in the background there in the McLaren just coming round the first corner. Good stuff from Grantis Caracas. Used to be a Tier 2 boy. Now he's fighting it out at the top of Tier 1. Good stuff from him. Right, we've got some tents coming in now. Marco Yonkers currently on a lap. Last time I said that, he was in the wall, so hopefully, and luckily, he's not this time. Coming down the Conrod, as you can see, Juro Petrochenko warming his tyres for one more lap round the mountain. We've not got long to go now. 30 seconds at the moment. Luke Whitehead leads Darren King from Igor, from Grantis, from Sebastian, from Simonensky, from Hacker, Chassit, Olyars. Rounds out the top 10. Here comes Yonkers. Can he make some changes at the top? He's got a 10th in hand. Can make some more time up through the last corner. He has actually dipped under that 1/10 margin now, Marco Yonkers. Not sure if he's going to get it down. Looks like he's gearing up for another lap here, actually, because he is really down. Never mind. Okay, we'll stay with him, but maybe have a look what's going on around him. Hacker up 3/10 at the top end. There's lots going on, Jay. Qualifying's over. We've got a race to the line. Flags out.
Yep, Eagle's over the line, so he won't be improving. So I have to look for other people as King now goes to the top then. A 2-minute .2. That's 2/10 clear of his competition. Has anybody got any reply for it with their final entries? That's a great effort in that BMW.
Yeah, it definitely is. Juro Petrochenko, 2nd place. Luke Whitehead, 3rd place. We'll keep an eye on those. We're on board at the moment with Felix Hacker. He's 3/10 up. He's down in 8th place. That's good enough for the top 4. If he can get it in, let's see what he can do. Across the line, and there we go. 4th place for Felix Hacker. He's going to be very happy with that, definitely. Right, Luke Whitehead, he's down at the moment. Juro Petrochenko currently on the bubble, down 5/10. Juro's off the track. Juro's in the grass. I think that's through Skyline. No, it's not. It's just before. Juro would not take any further part in this qualifying session. Neither will Luke Whitehead. He's in the pits. Luke is done. What can Simonensky do? He's also in the pits.
Just gone up to P3.
Nicely done, Grantis Caracas. And I think Sebastian Apostle is done for the day as well. I don't think we've got any more out there. Marcin Oljars, he could make a change. Back there in 11th place. I don't think he's got enough in hand. 2/10. He's in the VTEC LOL team. LOL indeed. Is there a custom BOP? Definitely not. We are au natural, my dude. We're all au natural.
In just BOP terms. To make that clear.
I don't know you, mate.
Don't want to know. It doesn't look like we're seeing any improvements.
Marcin's up 3/10.
Can't see that information, you see.
No problem. That's all right. He's P11 at the moment. Number 21 car coming through Murray's. 3/10 still. 2/10 now. It's going to jump. 7th place for Marcin Oljars. Nicely done. Displaces a lot of names there. Good stuff. Good stuff indeed. That was Kieran Prendergast coming across the line at the same time. Did he improve? I don't think he did. P16 for him in the Honda. Never mind. Well, Darren King snatches away what would have been an absolutely fantastic first pole position for Juro Petrochenko. Unfortunately, wasn't to be.
No, it wasn't. That was a cracking final effort from Darren King there. But I've got to shout out Luke Whitehead. I mean, we know he's been fantastic all season so far, but just look where the next nearest Porsche is. It's Kuhn in P18. And then we got our current championship leader, Wenham, is down in P28.
Yeah,
so not a good day.
Completely off pace, wasn't he?
Yeah, he didn't find much of an improvement from that fairly scrappy effort we saw early on. But we know the Porsche is difficult here. I'm just surprised that Luke Whitehead has put it as far up as he has. Whether he'll be able to keep that in the race. But as I said, there's a lot of opportunity for some big points here for anybody not in a Porsche.
Yeah,
and
there is.
Petrochenko and Caracas will be very handy with those McLarens, and will look with the straight line speed of it to see if they can get a move done before they go up the mountain for the first time on King.
Yeah, there's some big names that aren't anywhere near the top 10 today, which is very, very confusing. Obviously, the mountain giveth and it taketh away. We'll go through those names now, and we'll throw some shade on them as we go down the grid. Darren King then taking a pole position. Good pole position from Darren King. Actually, I haven't seen him up at the Spike EM for a long while, at least on the front row. So good job from him. Juro Petrochenko joins him. Brilliant rise to form from Juro Petrochenko after a disastrous start to last season. Cries in France. Paul Ricard vibes. Oof. There was a big crash, Jay. Grantis Caracas will join Life Story Luke on the second row of the grid. That's a good start for those boys, and like you say, impressive from Luke Whitehead to get that car into 4th place. Then we've got third row of the grid. It'll be Felix managing to put that AMG right up there. We were very impressed with his pace last time around, so we'll be very interested to see him with a qualifying time under his belt, as we believe he didn't get one in last time. Igor will be joining him on the third row of the grid. Then we've got Martin Oljars. We joined him on his last spurt to the line, got himself into 7th place. Good job. That will be joined with Sebastian Apostle. Then we got 5th row of the grid, Hubert Semenensky and Gert Fischer. Maxime Chasset and Jan-Marcel Dietrich will be in the 6th row. Joe McCauley, good shout from him. Really good race last time out. He'll be joined by Hugo Merles on the 7th row of the grid back there. I think that's in the Ferrari. Last time out came 3rd place. Marco Yonkers will be joined by Kieran Prendergast on the 8th row. 9th row, Connor Wright. A little bit better than last time. We'll keep an eye on how he improves up the grid as we go through. And then Matthias Kuhn down there in 18th place on the 9th row of the grid. We saw the Apple Man come across the line in P19th. He'll be joined by Leon Barnett on the 10th row of the grid. And then here come the big names. Black Gold Sword joined by Malik Mohammed. They'll be on the 11th row of the grid. Jardier will have Samir Foch for company. Both incredibly fast names there. And they'll be on the 12th row of the grid. Valentin Barrier, Vanko, Wonko Dimitrov will be joined on the 13th row. 14th row will be Nicholas Arlenki. I don't recognise the name, but I'm sorry if I butchered it. He'll be with Trevor Wenham. And then we've got Alu Golby. She'll be joined by Angel. I'm not going to say your surname. I'm just going to get it wrong. Floria Bauer. And then Zahir Esser, 31st and 32nd alike. Dominic Goltz and then Daniel Neves in 33rd and 34th. 35th and 36th will be Christoph Makowski and Just Perek, who we know as Calcifer. Anyone else know that name? Shout it out. Vulcan will be joined by Kevin Niles. It'll be good to see how well Vulcan and Niles do at the back of the grid. We are 15 seconds out, Jay. Any predictions for the front row of the grid?
10 seconds.
I fancy those McLarens, one of Caracas or Petchenko. I'd probably say one of those two. So, well, those two for the top 2, and then I'll go with Darren King for P3. I think those top 3 will stay the top 3, just because they're, I think, can have an easier time of it on those first few laps, because it's going to be absolute chaos behind.
Oh, there's gonna be stuff going on behind. What I might say is, if you could stay mid-pack, I'll stay front. And then if we have any action, we'll jump back to that mid-pack and hopefully catch it on the replay. You have to bear with us on the replays. They're not that great on the systems that we're using, but we'll try our very best to bring you all the action. I'm going to agree and somewhat disagree. I think, given the pace that Felix had last time out, and I know that's nothing to go on, it's a different track, it's a different day, it's different conditions, but how well he got through traffic and how well he started, I think Felix is going to have a good day in that 898 AMG Mercedes, who's being rubbed quite viciously by Igor as we go up the hill. I know, he's being absolutely groped mercilessly. So I'm going to say Felix is going to do very well. Top 3 for Felix. The winner, though, it could be anyone's. It's hard to take it away from Luke Whitehead. I'm going to say Luke Whitehead. I know, Luke Whitehead for the win. Darren King 2nd place and Felix 3rd.
Okay. I mean, you were very accurate in Barcelona, so I'd probably go more on yours than me. I think you almost got it spot on, looking back at it, from your prediction. But I guess you should probably, knowing this grid as well as you do, compared to me. But, yes, community, I just can't... I mean, he surprised me already by putting it on the second row, Luke Whitehead, but I just can't see that Porsche being anything near drivable for the first 10 laps or so over the mountain. But we'll have to wait and see.
Got a funny feeling a Porsche won last time, but I know things have changed. So we'll see. I can't remember who it was. I know Malinowski had an absolute disaster on the hill last time out, so hopefully that doesn't happen for Luke Whitehead. He's been a bit of a magnet so far this season, so I wish him all the best. I hope he doesn't get caught out. We've got Hamanda Hakwizi in the chat saying bad quality for Wenham. Hope he can make it up in the race. So do I. Hamanda, why are you not here? Always said you have the true name of a racing car driver. Hamanda Hakwizi. How good is that? Is he Italian? Nobody knows. It's a mystery.
A lot of people cheering on Igor as well. That's another outlier. If Luke Whitehead's an outlier in a Porsche, then he's in the Bentley. Because the two really good performing drivers in the Bentleys last time, Hardier and Valentine, are nowhere to be seen in that top 20. So, I don't know, Bentley could be a shout here, you know. It's definitely tricky over the mountain, but it's got pace. And he's definitely found it in it at the moment.
Igor, we need to get a nickname for Igor, don't we? To be honest, something we could just roll off the tongue.
I mean, Igor is only 2 syllables. Do you want to go to 1? Is that what your brain's at the moment? Can you not manage the 2?
No, it doesn't do him justice. We need something best.
Oh, you want 4 or 5? We'll
yes.
Take a crack at his surname then.
I've got a funny feeling. Chat, back me up. Is Igor Russian? I'm pretty sure he is of some kind, so I'm going to call...
I'm pretty sure I saw some Russian in the username, so...
Yes, I've got a funny feeling Igor is Russian, so I'm going to go... He's going to be the Russian. See what I did there?
Russian.
Yeah, Igor the Russian. He's always in a hurry.
You played a blinder there. I don't know how you do it. Incredibly inventive.
Oh, dear.
Alliteration.
I know, right? I try my best. I'm here all evening. Some would say all week. Definitely not. Okay, we're coming to the pointy end of this outlap. Hello from Boothby. George Boothby isn't here. What are you talking about? Boothby didn't come back to retain his crown. Boothby was the last time out winner, I'm pretty sure. No Boothby here. Right, well, 3.8 miles this one, Jay. Just for 1 lap. Over 2 minutes. Who's going to take the crown? Let's see if Darren King can hold them off the longest. I'm not too sure he's going to be able to. We'll give it his best go. I think we're going to go on board with Grantis Caracas. He always likes to get his elbows out as we come through Murray's. We'll run down to the line. Is it the first line we go green on? I'm pretty sure it is. What will happen at the start here? Jura Petrochenko round the outside, hopefully. Darren King going to hold on to pole position. It looks like a good start. No jiggery-pokery like we had last time out in Barcelona. We're green. Luke Whitehead gets a blinder. Absolutely brilliant start there. Hacker looking dangerous. Jura Petrochenko outbrakes himself. He's on the marbles. He's not going to get a good finish out of that corner. And Grantis Caracas, ever the opportunist, sneaks up into second place. Absolutely fantastic start from him. What's going on further down the grid, Jay? Have we got any action going on? Any craziness? Any thrills and spills?
Yeah, we got a BMW off, forced out wide on the first straight. It's Apostle, unfortunately. So that's from the top 10. He's dropped down. He's down, showing him about P32, P33 at the moment. So I think it just got a little bit too wide going down into there. But otherwise, all pretty well behaved at the moment.
Okay, we're trying to go through the grid as Black Gold Saw tries to look to get past a couple of these drivers. Oh, we've got... Yeah, I think he's getting caught up with Apostle there. There's a little bit of a bump draft going on. Not sure Apostle's been able to get back into the driving seat of that AMG Mercedes. Unfortunately, Black Gold Saw then up into 18th place. Connor Wright up ahead and going quite well in that BMW. Let's see what's going on at the top. Darren King still leading. Grantis Caracas in second place. Brilliant start from him. Jura Petrochenko unfortunately dropping down 1 place, and he's got Luke Whitehead for company. Igor, the Russian, 5th place for him. Felix in 6th. Marcin Oljars in 7th. Gert Fischer, Hubert Semenensky and Maxine Chasset in 10th place. We're going well, Jake. No accidents so far.
There very nearly was. It was Mikowski who got forced off as he came into Skyline. Had to take the short trip down the hill. He's lost 3 or 4 places, but everybody managed to avoid contact with him. And they're back on their way.
Fantastic stuff. There is some damage on the front there, I think, of Grantis Caracas' car. Don't know how he's managed to get some scrapes, but I think that is actually costing him some time. Not sure where he got that.
It was actually Goltz, sorry.
Dominic Goltz, yeah, further down in the white and blue and black Bentley, I think. Dominic Goltz. He's in the
I mean, that was the one that got forced off at Skyline.
Oh, sorry, no. Okay, we had an awful race last time around, so that's probably... Yeah, not really helped things. Is he down and out? I can't say. Vulcan, I can see we've got one already non-finisher. Oh, there's a big crash at the back that we just come on board with. Not too sure who that was with. We've got Dominic Goltz on the outside as everyone clambers in to come into the pits on the first lap. Whether that's damage or whether that's for the old strategy. Crazy strategies go on through here, Jay. I think we've got Black Gold Saw or Trevor Wenham in the pit there. I think it's Wenham already. Mikowski in the pit. Apostle in the pit. Oh, the
contact turn 1. Esser, yeah, he tried to make the pit as well. Ended up going straight across the grass to rejoin the racetrack, and then got in a little tangle into turn 1 there. I think with Just Parrock, or it might have been Daniel Navas. But yeah, there'll be a mixture of damage, but mostly strategy, I would have thought. Just get yourself out of that traffic, because the first 3 or 4 laps, you're not going to be anywhere near the speed that you're capable of, and that might be worth the offset of the worn tyres later on in the race.
Just looking at one man of note, Black Gold Sword up to 14th place. He was 18th only a lap ago, so he must have found a little gap.
Oh, he's just hit the wall though.
Has he? Oh no!
Yeah. Commentators, just don't say anything, Reece.
Sorry, I'm so sorry.
Park just before Skyline, he went. That was a big hit into the wall. We'll see if that will cause any damage coming down the hill. It's affecting his lap time, but yeah, no. He had a great start.
He had. The Dutchman smacking the wall. Was it before Skyline?
Yeah, I think it's on track map. It says McPhillamy Park. Doesn't roll off the tongue, that one.
They're Australian.
Those crazy
we'll let
Australians.
Them off. Yeah, I'm not too sure why they come up with some of those names.
I don't know why I doubted Darren King. The pace he's got in this BMW at the moment is
Absolutely
nobody
flying.
can live with it. Those 2 McLarens. I mean, Caracas looks like is looking to make a move down
Finally.
into Murray's corner.
Nicely done.
And the outside should be able to hold that. Although he will
Look
give up the
Whitehead.
slipstream.
Look
He's
at
going to
Luke.
get involved anyway.
He is.
Not one sniff at the opportunity, and is actually, I think, let go there by Petruchenko. Maybe Petruchenko knows
Wise
that
move.
he might have the straight line speed here on that Porsche.
We have some
As they-
pitters, Jay. We've got
Oh.
some more. Joe McCauley in. Black Gold Saw in from... Well, he was 14th place, so he'll be dropping down the grid now. But, yeah, this is the weird strategy that goes on at Bathurst. Certain cars can go a long, long way. So we'll see what happens with them. Whether that's a good move, I'm not too sure. So he came in P14, right? So we'll keep an eye when everyone else comes into pit, how far Black Gold Saw can improve up the grid. I think Trevor Wenham also came in very early, so we'll keep an eye on what happens with him. But Darren
Yeah,
King,
Trevor Wenham's currently the head of those pitters. We'll see once the second round come in whether those couple of laps have helped him out there, because he was quite considerably behind Black Gold. So he was sort of around Hardy and Valentine, wasn't he, Wenham? So we'll see where he comes out in comparison to them. Sorry, yeah, carry
No,
on.
it's all good. It's all good. I was just going to say, Darren King's got himself in 5 seconds. I mean, we've done 2 laps. About to finalise the 3rd lap, but yeah, 5 seconds. I wonder how close to the steering wheel Darren King is right now.
It's probably beneficial around it. You get nice and close to those barriers in the car, and if you can spot those apexes a little bit sooner, yeah, it helps out.
So,
But yeah, he's absolutely walking away at the moment. It's, even at this early stage, you've got to say it's his to lose with the pace he's got. Yeah, shut me right up. There you go.
shut me right up and took me to town. 5 seconds, 5.5 almost. He's absolutely walking this, is Darren King. Ever the controversial figure in sim racing, isn't he, Darren King? But I think that's why he's
Don't know
loved
what
so
you're talking
much.
about.
I don't know what you're on about. No, fantastic to see him running away. He's never had a win, as far as I've been commentating, with AOR Team 1. So this could be a day to remember. We had Jardier last season coming away with a podium and a win. Are we going to get Dow King doing the same thing? I, for one, hope so. Life Story Luke, though, still hustling Jura Petruchenko. You would say that Luke Whitehead's got the speed on Jura, really, if they were on even machinery and on an even track. But I think Luke Whitehead's playing with an arm behind his back, really, with this Porsche round here. But we'll see what he does. Jura looks like he's just got the edge of him at the moment on the tyre round the mountain.
Well, the problem is that Porsche is going to have all of the advantage over the mountain, which is really the only place you cannot overtake. So the fact he's sticking this close to him shows the pace he's got. But yeah, he's disadvantaged, especially corner-wise. The chase, it's got the McLaren's probably got the better mid-speed downforce. And then as soon as they get to the straights, it's obviously losing out. And then as soon as they get up the hill now, it's these slow speed, aggressive turning points where he'll have the advantage. Just an update on Goltz, who we saw having some trouble down Skyline. He's got himself a stop-go 30, unfortunately. I think that might have been for speeding in the pits, which was a shame because he'd actually got out a third of the people that had already pitted. So that order of the guys that have pitted: Black Goldsort, Trevor Wenham, Goltz, McCauley, Barrier, Parrick, Apostle, Naves, and Hardier's, I think, down in about 11th or 12th of those that have pitted so far.
Okay, Yeah, Black Goldsaw looks like he's jumped his teammate. Trevor Wenham definitely came in first, but I don't know whereabouts he was on grid when he came in. 10 seconds behind Black Goldsaw. Black Goldsaw on fire this afternoon, doing very well. First of the pitters, we'll see how far up he's going to travel. You would say he is going to gain a few places here, but he'll be slower towards the end of the stint. We've only just about ticked off 51 minutes. This is going to be a crazy, crazy race for a long old time. We're not even 10 minutes in, and we've seen some absolutely outlandish racing from all of these guys. 5 seconds is the gap still from Darren King. Luke Whitehead staying around the 7/10. It's not the most exciting at the moment. It is nip and tuck. Let's jump back to the Russian. Igor, what's he doing in the pack? I think he currently is chasing down Marcin Oljarz in the Honda. Now that's going to be pretty hard round here in a Bentley, right?
Yeah, especially when last time around they did identical lap times of a 2-minute 2.662.
Oh, yes.
So that shows you how close it is around this midfield. And yeah, they're going to be looking for mistakes rather than moves, I think.
Yeah, I think so too.
They'll be happy to sit here at the moment. And, you know, Black Goldsaw is the leader of those guys that pitted early, but it's going to take quite a lot of fighting for that gap to be made up, but you still don't want to be fighting too much at that early stage, considering how split the strategy is for this grid at the moment.
Right, I'm just going to pop this. Where are we? Sorry,
it's
guys.
Quite a train, though. What will be helping Black Goldsaw and the likes of those that pitted early is Kieran Prendergast. Struggling a little bit in that Honda at the moment, currently running in 11th place, and he's got an almighty train. Actually, I think he's just got past Kun, so maybe it was Kun that was holding them up.
See if we can spot any damage on either of their cars. Let's have a look. Looks alright. Maybe it is Kieran Prendergast.
There's definitely some damage on the front of Kun's car.
It looks the other way around, Jay. It looks like Kun's definitely trying to hustle past Prendergast, but they could have just overtaken. We didn't quite see.
Well, if you look at the lap chart, you'll see that Kun's actually listed as ahead, so it means Prendergast has passed him on this lap.
Yes, it's just changed.
Kun's now going to try and go back past him.
Brave.
Actually having better straight line speed than the Honda. Might run out of it at the end, but he'll try and hold it around the outside of the chase. You won't find much room around there. Super brave and committed from both of them. Gave each other just enough racing room, and Kun's going to have to look over his shoulder because he's coming under pressure from another Honda. Looking down the inside of the final corner, thinks better of it. And this is the problem. You look for those moves, and there's 4, 5, 6 cars lining up behind looking to take advantage.
Yeah. 100%. Look at the cars, just lapping at the heels behind Leon. We've got Mahmoud Samir Foch, Nicholas, all trying to get past, and yeah, some real good racing going on here actually. Who have we got back there? Let's have a look. I'm trying to work out who we've got. Lots of Hondas up here. It's fantastic to see. Got a couple of lapped cars I think in this little group here. Nicholas Arnicki in the team Leakless. Oh, that's Grantis Caracas weaving in the background there, trying to get out of the way by the looks of things. Yeah, we've definitely got either some lapped cars or some cars off the pace. Don't think it is Grantis. Maybe it's Vanko Dimitrov in the same team. Yes, it is. He's in P17, so just the same team. Getting confused. Sorry, Jay, we're not quite up to speed with all these liveries.
Oh, and he loses it going up the hill.
Oh, he does, yeah. Clouds the barrier.
Dimitrov luckily doesn't collect anybody. Goltz will be tiptoeing his way around the outside of him because he won't want any more incidents this race after his stop-go. But, yeah, that was... Yeah, that wasn't the lap McLaren, that's Dimitrov, who was actually running 17 for a little bit higher than that before the mistake. That group was getting very punchy, and first of the casualties from that group then.
It was indeed. His teammate, Grantis Caracas, also got a bit of a war wound on the front of the car, but doing quite well. 4th place, Marcin Oljarz just ahead. Maxime Chasse, I think, is getting very close to the Russian. They are trading blows here. If you want to keep up to date with what's going on in the race though, guys, you can do right here in the Pitwall Live timing. You can find out what's happening with your driver just by clicking on the link there, and I will just pin that onto the side so everyone can have a look. So yeah, fantastic stuff. Chasse, is that his name? I don't know. I'm going to say that he's French. Should we have a look? Not really seen much of from this driver so far this season, so this is a good job. Yeah, Maxime Chasse, French, for part of the TX3. Maxime Chasse, is that his name? There you go. part of the virtual drivers by TX3. TX3 must be the team, AJ.
It would seem that way. Yep, 27th last time out.
One would assume.
No, that's 27th in the standings. Sorry.
He is 27th in the standings
At the moment, so this would be a pretty cracking result for him at the moment. Definitely found some pace here. That BMW quick round here anyway, which will be helping. But he's got two incredibly quick drivers in his way at the moment. I think both these cars might have a little bit more pace than Longjars in that Honda at the moment. But as we said with the lap times a few laps ago, they're lapping so closely that you're just sort of waiting for a driver to make a mistake at this point. And very easy to do here, as we've seen multiple occasions already.
Yeah, easy to do, especially through this section. Maxime was, let's call him Max, probably what he wants, isn't it, really? Max was 20...
Depends, if his name is Maxime, probably not.
I'm going to call him Max.
I'll call you Sa.
Okay, right. Max Max is he's 21st last time out, so slightly better. But anyway, having a good afternoon here. 7th place, the highest we've seen him so far. What have we got then? Who's not taking any further part? Looks like Alugobi. Unfortunately, she's called it for the day. She's pitted. No further action. Must have had an incident at the beginning. Vulcan also
having a dive.
No further action. Yes, and taking it. Nicely done.
Yeah. Judge the braking point, nice. Looks like Olajars will try to have a look around the outside here. He's going to have to be very brave on the brakes to try that. Might be better off hitting the brakes a little bit earlier and trying to undercut. Made that decision a little bit too late, but it's a great move from Igor, and we'll see if he's got any more pace in that Bentley now. Now will be the time to use it. One flying lap, see if you can break the toe and get on after those top four.
Yep. Jan-Marcel Dietrich looking ever racy just behind Max as well. Almost took advantage out of Murray's. Looked racy down the pit straight but didn't get anything done. So we'll have a look to see what he can do up the mountain. See if he can get some of that gap as the Russian goes on the defensive against Marcin Olajars. He's going to keep that position.
That Honda very good in a straight line. This is where I'd expect it to maybe fall away a little bit over the mountain. But I've been proved wrong about 20 times to date, so just sort of making the comments for effect, really. Only he will know what's possible in that VTEC LOL team Honda.
Oh dear. H. Lupo saying, well, that went well. Do divulge what went well. We have also Kevin Niles currently in the pits. Don't know if that is... that's scheduled or not, but right down the back. Lots of people in the pits at the moment. We'll keep an idea on what happens there. Sorry, let's go back to what we were watching. It was Igor from the rear view.
Yeah, second part of the mountain, he pulled out a little bit more of a gap as the downforce in that Bentley taking effect. We'll see if Olajar's got enough toe to creep a little bit back on the straight line, use that Honda's power. I don't want to allow him to break away too much. Gap at the front extending slightly from Darren King, but it has stabilised around the 5.5 second, now nearly 6 second mark. That might just be Darren King managing it now that he's pulled out that gap, knows he's got the pace in hand. But sometimes you don't want to lapse that concentration around it.
So easily thrown away round Bathurst. Seem to remember Amir Hassini. I've got a funny feeling Amir Hassini threw it away. Season 8 on the mountain. Absolutely fantastic drive, and then lost it just going through, I think it was around Frog Hollow, somewhere around there, turn 8, turn 9, and it was hit by a back marker, and then that was it, ended the race. Led every single lap for most of the race. About 10 minutes to go, put it in the wall. Unfortunately, never mind.
It's a tale as old as time.
Yes.
Which you've heard so many times, and of course the most famous example being used is that of Senna at Monaco. But it's very real that if you do, start to feel relaxed and think, okay, maybe I can just back it down a bit, that's when you do lose the concentration. I've had it once here, where I was having a pretty good race in another league. Coming back down the mountain, thought, I'm actually quite comfortable now, and relaxed for a split second. Round it went into a barrier. These guys have hugely more skill than I do, but it's still something that you have to keep in the back of your mind. So he'll want to stay on it, Darren, but he's got great pace at the moment and controlling things out for him.
He does. What will this do for Darren King in the standings if if this was to come up. Let's double check whereabouts he is.
Well, he wasn't here last time out in Barcelona, of course, so that won't have helped.
Was he not?
I didn't think he started last time. No. So he's currently P22 in the standings, P15 in the first round.
22 points. So that will take him. He's P22 and he's 22 points. That will take him roughly, maybe inside the top 10. Well, definitely inside the top 10. But maybe not inside the top 5. We'll have to keep an eye on what happens around him. But there is possibility he can get inside the top 5 if others around him have absolute disasters, which at the moment, Jardier in 5th place is having one of those disasters. So we'll see what happens. Anything can happen. Darren King opening up his purse properly this season around Bathurst. We'll keep an eye on what happens. Have we got any more racing going on that's not the Russian? Anything else going on that we need to keep an eye on? Samir Foch.
It's a good little
battling back there.
Yeah, I was going to say there's a good little queue there. And there's also the front three of those that have made the early stop as well. Black Gold score leading Arnke and Wright in 15th, 16th and 17th. So that pit stop early on for Black Gold has worked out pretty well for him. And these three will be the guys we're looking out for as those sort of bottom end of the top 10 start to pit to see if this early stop has benefited them.
Yeah, well, we've got Samir Foch and Ian Barnett all came in at the same time. They're in the pit now. Black Gold Saw just coming down the chase, so we'll see how much time he's managed to net himself. Really small pit run here, as Samir's been released now. So how close can Black Gold Saw get to Samir on down the back straight? I think Samir will probably be coming out now and going off down the mountain.
Samir hasn't gone yet. Leon's gone.
Has he not?
Samir has now been released.
Okay, he's going to take them both.
Yeah, he's comfortably cleared them then.
Fantastic for Black Gold Saw. You can see them just peeling out there in the background, and it's done him absolute wonders. P15, he's already near enough up where he will be. He would have beaten the place when he came into the pit earlier. So, and he's still got a host of cars ahead of him still to come in. This is a good job here.
Yeah, I was just going to say those front three of those early stoppers just want to work together now because there's more prizes to be had later on. Just as Onki tried to make a move on Black Gold Saw and actually lost out to Wright. And they don't want to fight too much, although they'll have guys coming on towards the back of them with a lot fresher tyres at this point. Yep. So they will want to get a move on. But if they can just work together and keep it calm, run their pace, then you're right, there's definitely more places to be had ahead.
Yeah, definitely. Well, from disaster last week for Connor Wright, almost last, I think, by the time we finished. Definitely not where that driver deserves to be. Incredibly fast. He's got quite
Sorry.
That's all right.
Go on.
No.
This one will be the interesting one for me, Prendergast, because he I think, was the one at sort of the back end of that mid-pack that was not holding everybody up, but they were quite a way off the front guys. So this is the gap to slot into. So if they've jumped this, then they're basically onto the back of that top 9 and in some nice fresh air.
I think they are going to jump Prendergast, to be quite honest. Considering the gap before, Connor Wright looking racy. Black Gold Saw leaving the door open into the chase. Nicely held, though. Good defence from Black Gold Saw, and that's going to leave Connor Wright completely defenceless down to Murray's. But he's going to have to go round the outside for Arnke. I don't think that's going to happen there. Connor Wright going to hold the inside line and push him out, and push him he does onto the rumble strip. Connor Wright, really good defence there. Left him space. I think Arnke felt a little bit mugged there. Nicholas flashing the lights as they go down the straight. Connor Wright holding on to it, and they all sail straight past Kieran Prendergast. He's coming out now. You'll see him in the back of the picture. There you go, the multicoloured NSX coming out there. So yeah, I think you're right, Jay. Straight into that nice little gap.
Yeah, so I don't think it's going to be any more. Well, they'll jump Mamed and Bauer at the moment, and then there'll be that gap between Merlis and Mamed that they'll be in. But yeah, Black Gold Saw defending from 2 different people on 2 different laps at the same place brilliantly, and he's holding that position nicely at the moment.
Just the placement
at the head of that field.
Just car placement is just absolutely fantastic. We know how skilled he is, but you've got to remember he's doing this with his thumbs. You know, a lot of these boys are on full sim rigs. Black Gold Saw's doing it with a controller. Modified slightly, of course, but still. Mammoth task ahead. And he's going round the mountain, and he's defending to the inch to get people to go the long way round. It's just, I'm always flabbergasted by how good this guy is. But there you go. What a man can do with his fingers.
It's perfect defence. You, I was going to say something there, I won't. All you got to do is, well, he's basically putting the car exactly where you need to, saying to the opposing driver, right then, your move. You know there's space around the outside of there, but good luck finding the pace to get around it. That's exactly what he did both times. He made sure he had the inside line for the second part of the chase, and because you need to carry the speed through the inside of that, nobody could find a way around the outside. Great defending. And actually starting to move away a little bit from right, because those guys behind are going to start fighting now with the guys that have lost out from pitting later. The likes of Foch and Burnt and Pendergast will look to find a way through now on considerably fresher tyres.
I'm going to leave you very briefly on Max Chassis at the moment because he's getting very close to Olyars. So I'm just going to have a little look at race control. We had some penalties.
Let's see what penalties for Volojars.
Well, we've got lots of penalties, so we want to find out what they're for. So contacts involving 332, 67, 71 and 7, no further action. Some more contact, 96 and 5, no further action. Some more contact, 67 and 332, no further action. But we do have penalties here. So, contacts involving 21 and 5. So 21 is Martin Olyars, and 5 is Sebastian Apostle. So that was the lap 1 incident that we saw Sebastian fall down the pack. 10 seconds for him, and no license points. So Olyars, unfortunately, going to get a 10 second. He can take that in the pit, I'm pretty sure. So hopefully he'll get that done. Then we got contacts involving cars 41. If anything happens, Jay, just shout. Cars 41, 8, 9, 8 and 78, and that's lap 1, turn 21. 15-second time penalties for car 78. Let's find out who that is. It's towards the back end. Let's see. Can I see it? 78? Can you see 78? They've all changed their numbers, you see. I can't tell you who it is. That's Gert Fischer. And that's for lots of things, so we won't go into all of that. Then we have a huge penalty. Contact involving most of the grid. I'm not going to go through it all. It's a lot. Lap 1, turn 22. 90-second time penalty for car 78 for rejoining in a dangerous and irresponsible way, causing a major pile-up. Get this, Jay. 4 license points for 78. Now, 78 is...
That Porsche, by any chance?
It's Gert Fischer, 78. Unfortunately, involving in a huge and dangerous collision and joining the track where, irresponsibly, apparently, he's actually left the session.
Oh, I've just got to stop you. Trevor Wenham has had a spin at the chase.
Okay.
And his recovery as of a championship leader has gone very wrong. Just caught the back end of it. I don't know if it's contact with someone else. He was closing to the chasing group of those on the alternate strategy, but he's unfortunately spun at the chase. That's put him behind Valentin Barrier now then. And yeah, he's definitely not going to be taking good points out of this one at the moment.
There was worse places to spin, and the chase nice and open. Did he get contact to Barrier, or was he okay?
I think he was okay. I think the point here is he's lost around about 5 positions and a good 10 to 12 seconds.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of very quick guys ahead of him now. So that gamble of stopping on lap 1 had paid off, but unfortunately, it's, well, I'd say he's just thrown that away. That'd be unfair because I don't know if it was someone else involved.
Didn't see it.
He's got some work to do now. Just saw the back end of it.
Oh, I forgot. I could have used the instant replay. Sorry, I'm neglecting my responsibilities. Connor Wright getting very close onto the back of Black Goldsaw. Almost getting a bit of a wash going over Skyline. Didn't brake in the right place. Unsettled the car. Lost him some time on the back of that Porsche. That Porsche mighty through the S's down towards the elbow. Nicely done there. Get himself down Conrad with a good old backdraft, hopefully. Get himself right down there towards the chase without any incidents from Connor Wright. But I think you see the difference here. Connor Wright just closing just closing and closing and closing through this straight section. Look how much speed difference there is between the Porsche and the BMW. So much so, Conor Wright pulls out of the slipstream. We're going to see take 2 of the chase. Black Gold Saw parking the car. Nicely done. Takes the apex. No, thank you, I'm afraid, Conor. Not going to happen there.
Black Gold Saw was so late on the brakes there. I was surprised he stopped, but that's the skill of the guy. Yeah, I was a bit worried. Conor Wright was catching him right in the curve of Comrade, which is normally an accident waiting to happen, but Black Gold Saw decided to go to the inside, gave Conor Wright the outside, and was super late on the brakes to hold that position.
Indeedy. Right, we've got, I think, Marcin Olgars has come in for his pit. Let's have a look. Whereabouts is he? P10, it says.
Yeah. So we've had Olahars, Caracas, King, and Dietrich have made their stops during that little chat.
They have, you're right.
Dietrich came back out just ahead. He's regained that place over Caracas, who's now stopped, I believe. And yeah, Darren King also in, obviously, comfortably clear at the moment.
I'm trying to work out where Black Gold's managed to get himself after all of this. I think it is exactly where he is. I think we're all said and done. P12, so he netted himself 2 places, technically, at the moment.
Well, we've got 7 cars still to pit. I would still expect him to jump Mamed and Bauer. That was the gap we were talking about. The gap was between Mamed and Merles. So I think he might get 2 more positions.
So 4 in total for going early.
Indeed.
Good stuff. And also, he's just an absolute machine. That's probably why.
Yeah, crucially, it's his defending that's kept him at the front of that pack.
But, you know, he's had 2 drivers with him. I mean, they're both very, very quick. We know how quick Conor Wright is. We've seen him ridiculously
He's got 4
fast.
with him now.
He has. He's got Samir Foch, also incredibly quick driver. And we're seeing as well, new driver to AOR Tier 1, Nicholas Arneke doing very well. What's that, sorry?
Almost everybody is in.
Yeah, well, it's bang on the halfway mark. That's why. Look at this for a change of events. I think Conor Wright's actually just got him there. I'm missing it on the screen. I'm so sorry, guys. Where is he? Black Gold Saw losing the position into the chase. And he's right on the back of the bumper of Conor Wright, holding on to the position. Black Gold Saw's going to wait until he calls, and he does, up the inside of Murray. Look at that pace and that drive. Good stuff from Black Gold Saw.
Takes a little bump on the way. Yeah, a little bump on the way through, but Wright really gave himself that problem by suddenly opening up the corner for Black Gold Saw. There was no route through. He had the inside blocks, and then he just opened the door. And a little flash of the lights to Black Gold Saw, but to be fair, son, you left the door wide open, so he's going to go for it.
Yeah.
He didn't exactly hit you off the road.
Little unsettled, though, down the mountain. Black Gold Saw might come under attack here. Arneke trying to find a gap. Not finding it there, but Conor Wright losing out on 2 positions, or yeah, well, technically 2, because he already got 1 off on Black Gold Saw. Quickly displaced, unfortunately, but he's right there still. He's got Samir Foch behind him, though. That's the scary thing. Leon is just behind him. We had a little bit of a movement there. What
Bauer and Mamed did indeed drop behind these guys.
He did, you're right.
So they are now on much fresher tyres than the front of this group, which is Black Gold Saw, Arneke and Wright. The guys that pitted sort of midway between the 2, Foch and Burnt, and then the guys on really fresh tyres are Bauer and Mamed. So I think this 6 or 7 cars don't go anywhere for the final 28 minutes because they're all going to close up. Yeah.
Talking of closing up, the complete opposite. Opening out. Darren King, 11 seconds from Luke Whitehead. Currently net lead. Obviously we got Max and Jura going to pit very soon. Actually, they're in the pit right now. Darren King will jump up and reassume his lead. Commanding his lead, really. I've never seen this kind of lead running away from Darren King before. Really good stuff. It just goes to show what car that BMW is. Conor Wright will be in a similar conditioned car. So again, the pace he's losing being in this pack, I think it's really affecting how quickly Conor Wright really is. I think if he gets himself some free air, he could do exactly what Darren King's doing and just run away. So yeah, if you're looking to try and get past Black Gold Saw and then hopefully eke out that distance. But he's taking a bit of damage now, Jay. Will it have an effect, that kind of damage?
Sorry, I was looking at Bastel coming out the pits. Who's taken a bit of damage?
Well, just the rubbing that you saw with Black Gold Saw multiple times now on the side pods and stuff like that. Is that going to have an effect if someone like Conor Wright got out and got a little bit of air?
The only one that those contacts that I think might have had taken a bit of damage would have been that final one with Wright. But it was back right arch. Same with Conor Wright's front left arch, so I'd be surprised if they can feel that too much on these cars. It's really front and rear that would really start to affect the car. Yeah, no, he should be okay. And I haven't been keeping... Because the battles in the midfield have been so intense, I haven't been looking at the gaps at the front. Petruchenko's come back out, a good 4.5 seconds clear of Luke Whitehead. Is that a gain through that pit stop cycle, or is it always that? I don't know. I should really know.
The last time I looked at the gap, it was 11 seconds, and now we've just gone through another timing screen. It was 7, so...
Well, Petruchenko has just come out of the pit, so that gap was between Luke Whitehead and Darren King. I know King was about 6.5, 7 seconds clear, so that's extended slightly. It was the gap between Petruchenko, because I thought Petruchenko, Luke Whitehead, and Igor were all sort of in a line.
Quite close,
but
yeah.
To be fair, I think that was about 20 minutes ago we saw that. So
it's been too engrossing in this middle pack, isn't it? Really, unfortunately.
It has, and it's going to be because, yeah, Black Gold Sort down to. Burnt are all in a line, and then Bauer and Mamed, I think once they get the tyres up to temperature, might be on the back of this pack as well. It's going to be the place to watch. There's some quick names coming up a bit further back as well. Essa recovering, and then Barrier and Wenham. Wenham's got himself a 10-second penalty, so I do wonder if that incident that I saw the back end of at the chase might have been his fault, or whether that's for a different incident.
No, it is, I think. We've got, yeah, this is it, 33, isn't it, for Wenham, I'm pretty sure. Can't quite see. Yes, it is. Yeah, so 33 and 72, lap 1, turn 22. 10 seconds for driving, dangerous driving under yellow flag, 0. Oh, sorry, 1 licence point.
That's lap 1, though, so it wasn't the later incident. It's something we didn't see on the first lap. I don't know who you're on board with. Black Gold Sort and Anki are going wheel to wheel.
We're seeing it, don't you worry. We're on board with Conor Wright.
Okay, into Forrest's elbow. Black Gold Sort once again incredibly late on the brakes, forcing Anki to make the decision as to whether he wanted to back out of it. He decided he did, and now comes under pressure from Wright, who's in the barrier.
Big contact from Conor Wright. Oh, and he touches the side there of Bauer, I think, as he rejoins. That might be an unsafe rejoin. Obviously, he was still on the track, but just kind of joining that racing line without even seeing what was coming up behind you. Conor Wright, obviously, the red mist had descended, but I think he might come under fire for that, you know, Jay.
I didn't see the rejoin. I saw him getting pushed off into the barrier in the rear view mirror of Black Gold Sort, who I was on board with, but it was him and the other Porsche, wasn't it, Anki, that were side by side, and it just looked like one of those ACC contacts where it was the smallest of touches, but because of the angle, just fired him off into the barrier. But the rejoin, you'll probably know more about than me.
It just looked a little hasty. Obviously, you've got to be careful and you want to get back on with it, but unfortunately, he did it very quickly, and Bauer just took the front end. Sorry, his front end hit the rear of Conor Wright as he was joining, and it upset Bauer. He's okay by the looks of things, but yeah, not the best way, but obviously you're joining on the mountain, it's hard enough anyway. As Conor Wright tries to get past Leon, he's got himself on the inside here into Murray, so he'll scalp an overtake here if he can keep it nice and clean, which he has done. Right, now he's got to get on down to Samir Foch, which is going to be tough.
He's not going to have a chance to do that because it's Bauer in the Audi that's putting him under pressure now. Well, putting the Honda under pressure into turn 1, and he might have a really good run at him mountain towards Quarry. And we'll see. I'm not quite sure this new Evo Audi what the straight line speed is like. We're about to find out. I definitely know the Honda behind is strong, and he might even come back at him there. And they say status quo then. Yeah, just that move with Wright on Burnt. Is it Burnt or Burnt? Yeah. Burnt. It was one of those things where you just saw him think about having a move into the chase, and that was enough to make Burnt make a slight mistake out of it. And if he was a bit annoyed a few laps ago about how he was overtaken into the final corner, he showed how it was done that time round.
Yeah, got to be careful. They've got to keep those emotions under tap. I think that was the undoing of Conor Wright through those last couple of laps, especially him and Anki going toe-to-toe after the overtake failed against Black Gold Sort. I think both of them were probably in the heat of battle, and that caused Conor Wright to make contact with the barrier. I didn't see who was responsible for that, to be honest. I know there was obviously a little touch. All I saw was the barrier. Never mind. So I'm sure if there is to be a chat had in the Discord afterwards, it's going to be had between Conor Wright and someone today, but we'll have to find out what that is. All during this mess that we've been seeing, Samir Fosh has managed just to wheedle his way through undamaged in the Clown Fiesta esports team. Have you had a look at this car, Jake?
I have indeed.
It's fantastic.
It's fabulous.
It's fantastic. Oh,
well, this is the very real danger for these two Porsches at the moment. They've been fighting their way on that alternate strategy the entire way for the last half an hour, but Samir Fosh is on much quicker tyres, actually, as Anki looks to make a move around the outside of Black Goldsaw. Black Goldsaw manages to hold it and keep the line at the moment, but you can see the grip that Samir Fosh had through the final corner, and will have a very good chance of a run at them up here in the slipstream, although Anki, of course, will have slipstream. Black Goldsaw. Black Goldsaw immediately trying to break that toe.
Weaving, isn't he?
Yeah, he knows these are the crucial laps as we get into the final, towards the final 20 minutes of this race. And Samir Fosh can probably afford to be a little patient here. I mean, the gap in front of Black Goldsaw is close to 10 seconds, so I think this will be the end game for Samir Fosh. Will be 10th place, which will be a fairly decent haul of points. Oh, as he hits the inside of the wall. What is it with commentators' curses today?
Samir, all you had to do was just keep it nice and easy, buddy. Clouts the front end of that Ferrari. That's not going to keep it happy. Conor Wright's going to be well onto that, and he's got the slipstream now. So the Brit's going to be seeing that Clown Fiesta, and Samir Fosh, unfortunately, is probably going to be the next target down the road as the battle continues between Black Goldsaw and Nicholas Anki. It's just a battle of Porsches, and it's gone toe-to-toe the whole way, isn't it? They've displaced Conor Wright. He's out. No way past for him. Samir Fosh met the wall, unfortunately, and then the Porsches continue to battle on through the night. And it's going to go toe-to-toe for a while, this, Jay. I think 20 minutes to go.
Yeah, I mean, it's been done it for the last half an hour since they made those early stops, so why not now? That is the thing to remember, though. Porsche is fairly hungry on its rear tyres, and they have had them on since, I think, about 50 minutes.
It was lap 2, maybe. I've got a funny feeling.
45.
Lap 2 or 3.
It may well have been.
Black Goldsaw, definitely.
They're going to start struggling, but fortunately for them, Samir Fosh might also now, with that slight damage from hitting the inside of the wall, at the cutting. I haven't used that corner name yet today. No idea that's what it was called. Quite ironic that he cut the cutting a bit too much. I'm here all week with you. Right.
What is the cut? Yeah, the cutting. Quarry corner. It was up there, wasn't it? Straight into the side. Cut the corner, ended up in the barrier. He's under fire now, actually. Might see a move.
Not surprised with that clout. But I would say even with those fresh tyres, he should have enough pace to catch back up, especially if those two are going to keep battling as they do. Into the right-hander. Again, Black Goldsaw. He's so good on the brakes. That's been the difference today. He's judged it perfectly every time he's come under attack. Did so again there. But, don't count out Bauer as well. Also was the other car that pitted it late on with Fosh, so should also have nice fresh tyres to attack these two. If you can find a way past, might have a good chance of getting the two Porsches as well.
Black Goldsaw's inch perfect through there. It's actually quite mesmerising to watch how good that driver is with that car. Really, really impressive. Unfortunately, qualifying let him down. I think he had more under his belt, you know, than where he started. It was outside the top 10, wasn't it? Definitely. It was in like 20th or so, wasn't it? Maybe just didn't get a lap down.
It was. Yeah, because the second Porsche after Luke Whitehead was Kuhn, who was down in P20. So it was definitely lower than that, yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's in such rhythm. I don't know. Do you know, obviously he drives with the controller, does he use the rear view?
I don't know.
To look at the back of the car? Because I can imagine it's quite nice, quite an easy way to get into a rhythm, looking at the back of the car, because you see how it behaves.
Yes.
Nice.
Who knows?
Quite an easy way to make it smooth.
It might be something we can ask him, you know. I'm not sure if he has a rear view or if he's in the cockpit. You would assume he's in the cockpit, but I just don't know. Good question. Don't know the answer. I should do, but I don't. What's happened
There's
there?
no reason you should know.
Essa falling down the grid. Let's have a look. We've got a reason, or is he out? Let's have a look.
Essa had some issues early on. He was about 17th last time I saw, but I can't see him.
He's got a lot of damage on that car.
There's I don't know if you can get on board with it. There's a great battle going on between Trevor Wenham, Kun and Barrier at the moment.
There is, you're right. We're on board with that at the moment. We will keep what's going on with Black Gold Saw and Nicholas just up ahead in frame, so don't worry, if anything happens, we'll go straight to it. But at the moment, you're right, great battle going on here.
Yeah, Valentin using the Bentley's power to get down the inside of the Porsche, and that move was actually created by Esther trying to make a move on Wenham in the final corner and put him under threat, and Valentin used the power of the Bentley there to get his way past. And Trevor Wenham has a 10-second penalty, of course, but
still not going to stop him.
Still want to get the move done because you want to start attacking him.
As we found out.
That train ahead is...
It's still spicy, isn't it?
Yeah, there's plenty still to happen.
It's still going on. I think
Another one just to keep an eye on in the corner of your mind as well is Chassé and Dietrich's. They're... Actually, I think, as I've said that, I think Chassé has made a mistake somewhere. So,
oh yeah, just fallen back a little bit. Just on board with Jan Marcel himself. Yeah, he was right up there earlier on, but nothing's happened. Igor, though, the Russian is...
Going on again between Black Gold Saw and Anke. And Black Gold Saw hasn't got his braking right, but nor is Anke.
Oh, they
as he
both
goes straight on
other.
as well. Anke cut over the grass, as did Black Gold Saw, who all his good work is about to be undone as he gets passed by one. Is he going to get passed by right? This will be revenge. He gives Black Gold Saw exactly the same little nudge that he got 3 or 4 laps ago. He hasn't quite got the move done, though.
Pressure. It's the first time I've seen the BGS under such pressure. Oh, taps the side of Bauer. Bauer's just like the pincushion of this race by the looks of things. As Samir Foch goes for a move on Anke there, going up the mountain. Let's have a look. I think Anke's going to lose it. Samir Foch with the tyre and the pace advantage in that Ferrari. Round the outside and into 10th place. All of that hard work for that Porsche driver, and unfortunately just gets whipped away from him. Samir Foch just takes the position straight away. Unfortunately for him, I don't think he's going to be able to do much to keep that. I think that is done and dusted for Samir Foch.
Well, he does have that damage from that slight clip at cutting, but that tyre advantage should be able to negate that. Black Gold Saw trying to go back on the offensive. But yeah, it was a classic game of chicken between the two Porsches. I'd said a few laps ago, Black Gold Saw was absolutely perfect on the brakes in every defensive move. I think Anke had sort of forced him into braking a bit later than he wanted, and as it turns out, that was for good reason, because they'd both gone too deep and sailing across the grass. And because Anke was on the inside, he managed to get the advantage on Black Gold Saw, which I think actually delayed his rejoin, which is then what put him in the firing line for this group. But that battle at the front of this group is not over, as Anke looking to make a move once again on fourth stage.
If he gets it done, he's clipping down the straight. He's not got the pace on that car. If anything, he might actually be under attack himself. Conor Wright, not too far away. He's right there.
I wonder if the team name for Anke is directed towards the Porsche. Team Leakless. Is it maybe that turbo leaking a little bit down the straights, causing the Porsche to lack that straight line speed? But he's so much better through the final corner. That's where the Porsche is so strong. Will he think about trying to outbrake him into turn one? You feel he's got to. Otherwise, that Ferrari's maybe going to run away again.
He's going to come under pressure from Conor Wright here. It's going to happen. Conor Wright had a very good drive out of the first corner. Already threatening. Look behind though, he's also got the threat of Bauer still there. Black Gold Saw, look how far he's dropped back since that move's been done. You can tell he was the stopgap in all of this. And yeah, Conor Wright wants pieces of action. We've got a wounded Porsche ahead. He seems he's stuck between a Ferrari now. He hasn't got a Porsche to drag him along. Have to see what happens. Black Gold Saw's licking his wounds back there in 14th place now. That's not the best place for him to be. I don't think he's going to be able to come back. He tried desperately to make good of the of the incident in the next lap, but I think he's going to drop that just that too far back from Bauer to actually make a move happen. You never know though, you could come back a little bit later. We'll keep an eye on what happens, but this is the race now for 10th place. Samir Foch isn't running away as I thought he would be, Jay.
No, because that Porsche is so strong in the first half of the mountain, and I think there'll be a little bit of uncertainty in Foch's mind with that damage. Just make the car feel, even if it's not massive in the terms of performance, it might just have changed the balance slightly. But this is where the Porsche is incredibly strong. Also, we don't know Arnke's true pace because he's been stuck behind Black Goldsword for almost the entirety of this race, and as soon as he finds his way past, he's now got a Ferrari stuck in front of him, which he definitely cannot match down the straights, which makes it even more of a difficult task as Wright getting incredibly close in that slipstream now.
He's right there, isn't he? Is he inside? Does whip to the inside into the chase. Arnke gives him the space. Good stuff from him. So good on the brakes as that Porsche. A little too deep though. Conor Wright's going to have him on the exit. Arnke hangs him out to dry. There is still space for a car. Conor Wright makes sure that that space is still there as they run down to Murray's. He's going to get the move done here. So good on the brakes, that Porsche.
Sorry.
It's all right.
An incredibly opportunistic move behind from Black Goldsword. Bauer thought about getting in that fight and completely backs out of it. In fact, way too much. And it allowed Black Goldsword to just dive down the inside at the last minute. And Black Goldsword is now back up into 13th place then.
He's going to have to hold on to that down the straight. That's going to be pretty hard. Pretty hard indeed to hold on down the mountain, but he's going to weave like an absolute madman. There he comes. There's Bauer breaking the slipstream. It's going to be incredibly hard to get round this, though. I think he's just about done it. Black Gold's going to have to... We have to come back at him. Good stuff from these Porsches. They're not going down without a fight, are they, really?
They can just hug the inside line there. They turn so well into there, and the outside of Quarry is horrible. It's not where you want to be because you just end up skating wider and wider on what will be quite a lot of marbles at this stage of the race. Black Goldsword knew that and kept it up the inside, and look who it is just up the road from him. It's two old scrapping partners.
It's going to go toe-to-toe again, I think. It's going to go. We need to keep an eye on, though. Desperately need to keep an eye on this. We've got Igor, the Russian, getting very close to Life Story Luke as they come through the chase. This is going to happen soon. 4 tenths. It's been creeping down a tenth or so a lap as consistent Luke Whitehead is. Unfortunately, I don't think he's going to be able to keep this position. He's going to crumble under the pressure, I think, that Igor's going to put him under. Let's go on board with the Russian as we come through turn 1. 3 tenths is
Luke
the gap.
Crumble under pressure?
I mean, it's happened before.
You're suggesting such a thing.
It's happened before. We'll have to see what happens. We'll keep our eyes on that gap that we were currently watching with Wright, Arnke and Black Goldsword. It's getting so close, we got it right. Look at that gap already. Might have to quickly jump down and go on board with him.
I was going to say, you stay on board one.
I think he's got him.
And I'll stay on board the other.
He's got him. Conor Wright got him through the chase. Nicely done. Arnke tries to come back. Where's Black Goldsword? Of course he's right there.
Arnke's going to have such more confidence going into turn 1. He's kept himself on the outside, though. I don't think he'll throw it around there. Thinks better of it. Black Goldsword, you can see on the brakes again, so good. Closes up on the pair of them. Arnke, I wouldn't move out, son. You need that toe.
Yeah. Igor.
Although against the BMW, you might have a better chance here.
I don't know.
You can find the inside. Don't give him the inside, right? He's going to give him the inside. He'll throw it here. Oh, thinks better of it.
He did still throw it in. Didn't happen. Conor Wright took the apex, which is nice to see. Let's see what's happening with Igor and Luke. Still toe-to-toe stuff. They're coming through the mountain section, going down through the S's. Not going to happen there, but it might happen soon. Keep an eye. If anything happens for me, Jay, let me know. You stay with that battle back there. I'll stay with the battle up here because it's for podium positions. The Russian desperately looking to try and get some pace on Life Story Luke. If it's going to happen here, is Luke going to keep his championship hopes alive? I'm not too sure if it's going to happen. Luke Whitehead slowly dipping away on the pace compared to Igor. Is he going to come into the chase? Igor looming in the braking zone. Not there. He's going to have to wait a little while longer. Simware Pro team doing brilliantly here this afternoon round the mountain. 8 minutes to go, Jay. What's happening a little further back?
I caught the back end of it because of when you wanted to push me back here, but Conor Wright's now dropped behind Black Goldsword, and it's once again a battle between the two Porsches, the Arnke versus Black Goldsword. I would also keep an eye. Every time I say it, he drops back, but Chassey's got close to Dietrich again. He's just dropped another couple of attempts.
Just on board with BGS himself coming through the chase. Are they all still there? Oh no, Connor Wright has fallen back a hell of a lot. Something must have happened that we missed. But yeah, the chase is definitely on for these boys. Arnke one step ahead. Let's go on board with Igor as it gets spicy going up the mountain.
Yeah, he just needs to find a way coming down the mountain to get close enough to get a good drive onto the Conrod. Problem is that Porsche punches off there, punches off a corner where it's incredibly stable on those low speed corners. This is where the Bentley will have the advantage through these fast left-handers. Bentley can absolutely chuck through here. Porsche will be feeling a little nervous. Igor closing up, but then back down the hill is where the Porsche might have a little bit more advantage as Igor clips the wall on the inside as he tried to keep up. He did. I think it caught him out a little bit, how much more pace he'd carried in. And it's just that little
Do you think Luke's maybe
nervous twitch of the rear end,
carrying a bit of a problem, or just being a little bit more reserved here? Of course he's going to hold on to the position, but that did seem a little early. Well, it caught Igor out, obviously. That either he broke slightly late, or just wasn't too sure going over the skyline. I know it's quite tough when he followed quickly through there, but these guys are so experienced it shouldn't be a problem. It has actually gapped them out slightly now.
Yeah, it has. Igor was a little bit better on the brakes, so it has closed back up. But I don't know. I mean, Igor really seemed to chuck it into the top of skyline. And it might just be a slight difference of the line that Luke's taking, that he wanted to open up the corner in a different way. And I think it just looked like it caught Igor out a little bit, how much more speed he carried through, and that's what that slight hesitation caused the twitch, which then clipped the inside of the barrier. But it doesn't seem to be affecting him too much, and he might have a good run here, you know. But he'll have to do it the hard way around the outside. This is the more difficult of the two overtaking opportunities. Conrad will be better as he gets as close as he dares, basically pushing that Porsche through Quarry.
There was no length left on that brake pedal, was there? That was it. Committed. I don't think
that was close your eyes. You've put all you can into it, you know, in the fate of the other driver.
Oh dear. Igor pushing it to the limit, literally, as he climbs up the mountain. Luke Whitehead, I just sense a little bit. Oh, kiss and you miss it. Luke Whitehead scraping through the barriers. I think we got a little bit of traffic up ahead as Luke Whitehead gets
Igor was just
risky.
a little bit more reserved that time, so I think he carried too much speed into the first part last time round. You're right, that traffic, but that might help Luke. He can get close enough through the final corners to get a little toe off his Porsche end.
Yeah, 4 to go, Jay. 4 minutes to go. We can't keep our eyes off this race. It's absolutely electric. At the moment, Igor is trying to get himself onto the bottom step of the podium. Jura Petrochenko, hats off to him. He's done a fantastic job this afternoon. Second place has been secured there. Darren King, obviously, in another league today. Such is the strength of the young Brit. Igor, though, desperately looking away past Luke Whitehead. Got traffic, like we said. Should be quickly dispatched by Life Story. Luke, there we go. Pulls to the inside. Nicely done. Thank you very much. Out goes the way.
Igor braking that little bit later into the final corner, but you can see the way the Porsche just launches off those low-speed corners, just opens up that advantage a little bit for him. Igor needs a really good exit here. He's not got one. He's a bit too wide. And that's going to take the mountain for him to claw that gap back then, I would think.
It was indeed. That was the lovely Calcifer letting them past at the chase. Very experienced driver. Just getting up to speed on ACC, so keep that name in the back of your head, because I think he will be up here at some point. Just needs to get those laps under his belt. Incredibly consistent driver. I've got a funny feeling he's Estonian in the black Porsche there in the background. He will find his pace, I'm sure. He'll be one to watch, just like we had the likes of Grantis Caracas, Remy Papin, all of those boys that have come through into Tier 1. You can find Remy Papin in Tier 2 this next season. He'll be fighting, I'm sure, for the top steps. He absolutely led the way, I think, in Season 7 and just absolutely set it on fire. No one could stop Remy Papin. He's in Tier 2 this season. Obviously couldn't turn it on in the time trials, never mind. It's so close with these top boys. Sometimes you see him in Tier 1, sometimes you see him in Tier 2.
it can be your day or not as to whether you find yourself in even tier 3. I'd keep in that bracket, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's so close at the top of AOR. Stay on the battle you're on, but I'll just update you about that fight we've been watching for most of the race. Looks like Wright has fallen a bit further back now. He's had another mistake somewhere. And Black Gold Store and Anki in their Porsche battle have managed to catch Foch again. It's a three-way fight for that 10th place. And that's one that might be worth jumping back on board with should this 3rd place battle get sorted.
I am on board with it now, actually. We'll keep an eye on that gap. It's 4/10 now. The gap for these boys is much closer. So I think we'll stay on board with Black Gold Saw as he goes really close to Nicholas to try and get past Samir Foch. Must be feeling those tyres or something. These Porsches still going strong.
I think it might be the damage that we saw from him clipping that inside wall.
You're right.
Because they've caught him again very quickly on older tyres. And, might not be enough. I was going to say, Whitehead got a pretty poor run onto the mountain straight. I think it might be enough for Eagle to have a look if you want to jump back up.
Definitely is going to have a look. He's going to go to the outside, though. Luke Whitehead keeps the inside to his benefit. Nicely done. Nice, plain, simple stuff. A minute to go. Not sure if it's going to be the last lap, Jay. Whereabouts is Dow King? Let's see. He's in the middle of the lap. So, no, we'll have one more after this one. Hopefully, Darren King managed to get round in time. Not sure he will, though. It's going to be close. This might be the last chance here. Luke Whitehead will be thinking about that. So will Igor. We'll keep an eye. Chat saying, Krakus Lithuanian power. Exactly. We love the Lithuanian boys here at AOR. Welcome. Stay. It's all good.
He had a really strong finish to the race in Barcelona, and it's another very solid top 10 finish at the moment, although he started 3rd, so not the day he would have been hoping for, but still some very decent points at the moment. So it's going to be all about
Where is Darren King?
Hairpin now.
I think he's going to get it. I think Darren King's going to get one more lap under his belt. He's not going to push it. 35
Go on,
seconds.
give us one more. Give us one more.
Give us one more. Darren, just one more, please. Look how close Igor is now. 2/10. It's got to happen here, Jay. It has to. If Igor, the Russian, wants to keep this alive, this battle, it has to go through.
I keep saying that he needs to do it at Comrod, and he's much closer this time. He's going to go to the outside. Luke Whitehead moving incredibly late in the braking zone there. That made him think twice. He's actually outbroke himself. They both have.
Not happy there, Igor.
Stay status quo. There was a weird little move from Luke there, just into the braking zone.
We're on
just
the rear.
Forced Igor to rethink of it.
We did see it. There was a slight twitch, wasn't there? Darren King goes for the last lap. Luke Whitehead then. Slight defensive games. Igor definitely that little far back now. He's going to be really struggled to stay with him. Oh, brilliant, brilliant.
This exit. This is where Luke Whitehead went wide last time round, and he does again. And it's about the same as it was one lap ago. So it should be enough for Igor to get somewhere near alongside. But it depends whether he's afforded the inside to take a lunge. Luke Whitehead's going to move back to take the line. Igor tried to dummy him.
Upset the car there.
Whitehead better of it.
We're
He's
getting
going to try and do it somewhere unconventional, like the outside. Tries to. This is what he kind of needs to do, though. Put him under some real pressure. Have him thinking about defending rather than his lines to try and stay close enough for Comrade. Just have a little, even if you're not going to make the move, make it look like maybe you are.
He's got to save it for the chase here, isn't he? He has to. Oh, Luke taking a huge amount of wall through there. That could have been net code, but I don't think it was, Jay.
Nope, that was definitely a little scrape on the old barrier. Eagle throws it in too much. Cuts across. No harm done, I guess.
He'll get a warning for that.
Puts him out of shape. And he's just going to have to brake as late as he dares here to try and put Luke under pressure, even if it's to the detriment of Comrade.
If he gets past here, I think Luke will call foul play. Cutting the skyline there. Definitely not the fastest way. Well, it is the fastest way. Definitely not legal.
he was hitting a barrier if he didn't, but he didn't gain an advantage. I think he came out further behind than he
But
went
if he gets
That's
past,
not really
Jay,
what I'm wondering about now.
if he gets past, some would say he has gained an advantage, throws it to the inside, Luke holds on, Darren King comes across the line as winner, but this is not where the fight is, this is not what everyone wants to see. Unfortunately, Darren King, he gets his crowning glory taken away from him from a brilliant finish here. I think Luke's going to keep it nice and defensive through the final corner. Petrochenko takes second. Life story, Luke holds on. What a hero. Absolutely fantastic race at the back there. And now we got this battle that we've been watching the whole time. Black Goldsaw, I think, has fallen back. Nicholas Arnke's holding on to the back of Samir Foch. This is the next one to come across. Jan Marcel comes across the line in 5th. Chassé in 6th. 7th is Grandkiss Caracas. And Hugo Merles in 8th. Olyars holds on to 9th in the end. And here comes across Samir Foch and Nicholas Arnke. They are going to be coming across very close together. I don't think Arnke's going to have enough in it to push him to the line. Samir with the damaged Ferrari. Good finish from him so far. Probably the best we've seen so far this season for Clown Fiesta. Well done. Good finish. And Nicholas Arnke winning the battle there with Black Goldsaw. What a gladiator to manage to do that. And Bauer, the pinball of the whole session, manages to come across the line in front of Black Goldsaw. Woof. What a race.
I think we had to stay on board with that battle for third place, but I think there was a lot more fireworks that we missed in that battle in the midfield.
Oh, yeah.
But we got our fill during that race, wherever you looked.
We definitely did. Conor Wright came across the line in 15th there. I know we're missing people out, guys. There's no favouritism or anything here. It's just what happened on track. Leon come across the line in 14th. Malik Mohammed in 16th. 17th was Trevor Wenham. Oh, fall from grace. He'll fall even further back after that. Matthias Kern in 18th will be 17th. Valentin Barry in 19th will be 18th. And then Daniel Naves in 20th. Not too sure whether it's going to sort out here with that penalty, but we'll find out. Kieran Prendergast, Felix in 22nd, Angel, sorry, I'm really sorry if I'm mispronouncing. He's in the pit, not too sure what happened with him. Zahir Esser comes across the line. Savage day for him, unfortunately. Jalier didn't finish the race. I wonder what happened with him. I mean, the mountain. It's the mountain for a reason, isn't it?
I think that is Darren King's first win.
I think it is.
In Tier 1.
Oh, no, I said that earlier. It's definitely his first win. That's what I said. The thunder was stolen away from how good a performance it was.
That sentence doesn't include first win, but yeah, I know what you mean.
Oh, gee.
Yeah, the previous best result was a second at Monza in Season 6. So, congratulations. What a dominant win it was as well. So, always the way, isn't it? If you dominate a race, you don't get any airtime. That doesn't take anything away from it.
Well, I've asked for a chat with the top 3 guys. We should definitely get one this time out because I'll be very happy to have a chat with Darren King, see if he comes in and gives us a rundown of what probably was a very boring race for him. Jura Petrochenko probably going to give us a rundown of a pretty boring race, really. Luke Whitehead's going to give us a rundown on how he managed to hold on to that position. I'm sure he will. But I definitely hope that we get a chat with Darren King. If anyone in the chat is in Darren King's chat, you tell him to come to the comms box. Because we definitely want to have a little chat with him. First ever win in AOR Tier 1. First time I've ever seen him come across the line in the top spot, and I've been here for a good old 5 seasons. So I hope, I'm pretty sure it is the first time, unless he managed to net one many moons ago, which I don't think he has. So, yes.
That's
I know it's what you said.
You literally, I said that because I knew it. I was like, oh, okay, fair enough. It's not like I've just gone through the series statistics and telling you that it is his first.
This is why I have you here, Jay. Just keep me on the straight and narrow. Just keep me there. Keep me there.
15 years of this, people. Don't envy me. Don't envy me.
Epic fight. Lots of people in the chat liking that. Lots of people cheering on Luke as well. So yeah, nice fight. Great stuff. Well, there we go. Come on, let's see if we can get some of the boys in these in the comms box so we can have a chat. I hope so. I did ask them. I hope. Normally they should do. We got Petrochenko, Luke Whitehead, Darren King. I know it's quite warm, so sometimes your first thing to do after you get out of the cockpit isn't come and chat with 2 English boys. It's normally other things. No. Cool.
You have got Luke in there at the moment.
Have we? Well, if we get Luke in first, we'll be here all night. That's why. That's right. We'll hold him off for a second. No, I'm really joking. Let's see if we can have a word with Luke, because whilst we're waiting, we will. We'll drag up the Dalking if he comes. I know he's obviously doing his thing, so he might not. That's the only downside. It'd be good if we can get a chat with Jura Petrochenko as well. So I'm sending out those vibes. Hopefully they come back. Dalking, get your ass in here. We want to chat. Let's have a chat with this boy though for now, whilst we wait for the Dalkin community to drag him over. Luke Whitehead, it's good to see you back here, buddy. And I mean, during qualifying, we were singing your praises, and during the race as well, but during the qualifying mainly because you managed to wrangle that Porsche up much further than anyone else did. Did you think you were on for a tough afternoon on the mountain, or do you think it was going to be a walk in the park?
First off, hello Rage. Good to see you back as well. I missed you last week, or the last couple of weeks.
I know. I was on holiday. I didn't go anywhere. I was sunning myself.
That's a poor excuse. That's a poor excuse. Should be prioritising us guys.
I'm allowed a break.
Yeah, but yeah, I honestly can say that I did not expect that at all today. In qualifying, I mean, I had, I think, a 10th and a half in the lap, which was, you know, I personally thought the lap was near perfect until at the end of quality, I started going up in the middle sector. And then, of course, I didn't have a toe in the final sector like I did on my lap. So the delta just went down, down, down every time I went down that back straight. But I did not expect any of that. I mean, I was pretty scared throughout the race because, I mean, Porsche is Porsche, you know. It's a Porsche. The setup was perfect. I nailed the setup, which I'm happy with. But, you know, obviously seeing Igor catching me up again, just like Mazzano, you know, was pretty terrifying. I mean, obviously the Bentley is in the race pretty handy, and obviously Igor is Igor. He's extremely fast. So to have him sort of cruising onto the back of me, and I wasn't pushing for the majority of the race, and then obviously the last sort of 15-20 minutes I did start pushing, and then my time sort of came down sort of to the high 201s. And then of course Igor just launched his attack, and I just had to kind of defend. We had to contend with a couple of back markers, which was pretty scary, but they were, you know, complied pretty well, so I can't really complain from that end. But my head can't take it. That was one of the most intense sort of qualifying and races that I've had in a very long time. So I think I got the absolute maximum and some out of the car today, so I'm very happy with that.
Having to go over the mountain and round the corner in a Porsche that many times is always desperately scary. Look what happened with Malinowski, and I think it was, I can't remember who it was, Amir Hassini maybe? I can't remember who was leading in season 8 or so and crashed out on the mountain. It's happened to all of them. So managed to keep the car under control and defend against Igor. It was great to see, mate. And it keeps the title hopes alive after somewhat of a disaster last week, right? We didn't get to chat about it. I won't rub the salt in the wound. You managed to claw it back to 10th, which is the main thing. So, I mean, look, epic result today, considering we were around the mountain and you're in a Porsche. I can't think really you can be too disappointed with that. You got it out of the way. So we got good tracks coming up now. So hopefully...
Well, I don't actually know what tracks are next, so I don't really know what tracks are next.
Yeah,
so,
we have Zandvoort, Suzuka, Laguna Seca, Imola. So there's some good Porsche tracks
there. Yeah. So Zandvoort, I need to get good at because I struggle there. Suzuka is my baby. I love it in this car. Laguna the same. And Imola, I've got a trick at Imola in this car. You know, the car's not massively strong at Imola, but I've managed to find something that can drag quite a lot of performance out of it. But yeah, as you say, I mean, I couldn't have hoped for anything even close. I mean, I was hoping for a top 10, top 5. So to get a podium was, I couldn't get any better. I mean, I've got to say though, yeah, exactly. I've got to say well done to Dalking and Yuri Petchenko. Those two were absolutely untouchable. I mean, you know, I knew from the start, like I saw Dal just disappear, which I kind of expected.
We'll pull him up so you can give your praises yourself.
Yeah, I mean, Dal here in the BMW, he's absolutely mint, you know, and I knew he would be. So for him to win, I'm very, very happy for him. And then obviously Yuri P2, he's very good, kept out of the wall. Gutted for Grantas Caracas though, because I think if he hadn't had that collision with the barrier on the first lap, he'd have been up there as well. But I mean, you know, I can't complain. I largely kept out of the barrier. So yeah, onwards and upwards to the next race. I'm very much looking forward to it.
Great job. It keeps championship hopes alive. That's the main thing. But you're going to have to be on your A game because there's lots of boys here that are doing exactly the same this season. So hopefully we'll see you up there again, Luke. Congrats on the 3rd place. Well done.
Thank you very much. Take care of yourselves, guys.
Catch you soon.
Bye-bye.
Darren King. Now, we had a chat, me and Jay, before you came up here, and we thought, you know what, this is the first time you've got a win with AOR Tier 1. Am I right in saying that? I'm pretty sure it is.
It is the first win.
Fantastic.
Long time coming.
I was going to say, unfortunately, Jardio beat you to the punch of the YouTubers to get the win in first. Last season, absolutely fantastic results from him. And then you've turned on the business, managed to come out of nowhere and absolutely blast the field round the mountain. Was it always on the cards that you were just that good round? I mean, you did well in the endurance team as well. I seem to remember that your team held their own for a majority of that last season or season before. I can't remember which one it was. So this is a track that you like anyway. Yeah,
no, definitely. Coming a little bit underprepared because I really wanted to grind this season. I really wanted to show what I could do in a BMW. But I come in underprepared for round one and just, the race went backwards. Missed round two and today I wanted to show up and maybe put a fight towards the championship, try and claw some points back.
I mean,
it was definitely that. Just talk. I want to know about those first 3 or 4 laps because the closeness of the field in these kind of events is so tight. But to see someone walk away at the pace you did those first 4 or 5 laps, where did that come from? Was that just
do you know what?
I just
sort of gel with this track and this car, and I feel comfortable from the green flag. I just felt comfortable instantly. The tires turned on. I got a little bit lucky in turn one. I think it's Petchenko. He broke a bit deep and went a bit wide, so he lost the slipstream instantly. So I knew straight away I needed to sort of put my foot down and just gap the guy to keep out of that slipstream, and luckily I did that.
Were you managing? Because it looked like when you got to about 5 seconds, it kind of evened itself out.
Not really. I think who was in second? Is it Petchenko?
Petchenko the whole way.
Yeah, he was on it. I wasn't really. I was managing, but I wasn't. I was still on the limit. To be fair.
Well, mate. Congrats! First win with AOR.
Hopefully we get a few more this season, right?
There's plenty of opportunities, mate. Plenty of opportunities, and you've been improving each season. It's been it's all been changing around, and I think you're in a good car this season. It just goes to show the speed Connor Wright had in the car too, just in the wrong place, just couldn't get out of the Porsches. But you've got that free air, and you were gone. So congrats, mate. Hopefully we see you more in the top 3. It's always good.
Hopefully, Thank you so much, guys, for the kind words as well. Appreciate it.
No worries. Yeah,
pleasure.
Brilliant stuff, mate. Well done.
Thank you, guys. See you soon.
See you soon, buddy.
Bye.
Take care.
There you go, guys. Darren King coming in for the chats. Good to see. We're getting all the YouTubers this season and last season, mate. They're all coming in, all falling in. But yeah, good to have a chat with him. It's always funny. Right, we shall leave it there. But before we go, you can join some more action next week. Tomorrow, Bathurst, for Tier 2. Let's just have a look, see what's going on with the results and the standings for Tier 2. Daniel Paschke still in the lead, 160 points. Christian Staunheiser's managed to get himself up into 2nd place. And then we got Remy Papin. I told you, Remy Papin. He's in 3rd place with 115. I wouldn't take your eyes off that boy because he's incredibly good over the mountain. So I'm going to say Remy Papin win next week. So keep your eyes peeled for that. That'll be at 7:30, same place, and that'll be with, I think, JSR and to be confirmed. Not too sure who will be joining him because unfortunately Timosaurus, I think, has had to take a step back from the comms box. So before we leave, thank you, Tim, for all your hard work, buddy. Doesn't go unnoticed. Cracking job throughout the endurance season, both 1 and 2, and in the Tier 2 comms for a good 2-3 seasons. So thank you very much. We hope to see you back in the box soon as you can. And well, we'll leave it there. Anything before we move on to Zandvoort next week?
No, I'm just consistently blown away by the level of racing we have. It was the aggression these guys show, but still being able to keep those very fine margins between the cars most of the time. We saw a few of the opposite today, but it always surprises me. But no, I think from the variety that we've had in the first 3 rounds as well, this is a championship that could keep swinging to the final moment. So yeah, definitely one to keep track of. And join us next time.
This is probably one of the closest championships we've had so far. There's no breakaway at the moment. There really isn't. I can't quite see what the results are at the moment, but considering everyone who finished towards the top end of the grid last week, Trevor Wenham, Black Gold Sock, Hugo Merles, Jardier, Matthias Kuhn.
They haven't updated. The top 3 in the championship didn't finish in the top 10.
No.
And I know that much. I think it might just be Luke Whitehead.
I think
potentially.
Luke's the new championship leader. Well, he will be. 239 points Luke will be on. Trevor Wenham will get him some points. Black Gold Saw will get some points, probably the 180s, 190s. Trevor Wenham maybe into the 200s. The only person we can see heading out there is Luke. But keep an eye on Dow King. He's going to be slowly coming in there after some good, at least one good finish and a good start. So, well, there you go, guys. Join us next week. We'll be in Zandvoort for some Dutch action. I'm sure Black Gold Saw will be frothing at the mouth to get in his teeth into Zandvoort, his home race. So join us then next week, same time, same place, 7:30. We'll catch you then, guys. Have a good one.
Ta-da.